Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar for Wednesday, the 29th of July. Hello, everybody should be able to hear me. I got some of your messages there at the beginning of the chat. So hello, warm welcome to everyone that's joined today. Thank you again for joining myself and my team, InfoServe. My name is Matt Wiles. I'm the operations manager here at InfoServe. And we're all set to go. So everything looks good. Thank you for joining. So hello. Yes, good. Thanks, Leo. Thanks for the feedback. Everything looks great. So how is everyone this morning? How's the week been? Have you made any changes to your digital marketing, to your website, social media, any updates this week? Because we've gone through a lot over these last couple of weeks, and we think we've hit you with a lot of information for you to take on board and apply. So do let us know if you've made any changes recently and you've seen any effects from that, any good stories, positive stories. We're starting to see a few more inquiries come your way. Let us know. It's always good to hear the positive stories. Morning, Sally, Danielle, hello, and Sean. Good to see everyone. And today I've got Sam King, who is our social media product lead, and he is joining us today. Hi, Sam. Are you there?
I am here. Hello.
Hi, Sam. Great to see you again, Sam. And it's good to have you for this webinar. So today, what we're doing is we're going to be answering some of your questions. So we're going to be going to you guys in the webinar, seeing if you've got any questions, if you want us to do an audit live on the webinar, so if you want us to check your business, check your social media, digital marketing, SEO, whatever it is you want us to do, we're able to do that today. So we will check in on that in a minute. And Janet says she managed to get some FAQs into her website. That's good to hear. So that will help with SEO, and it will help with voice search as well, because when people are using voice search like mobile phones or speakers, then that's what the search engines are typically using, is FAQs to answer questions. People ask voice searches questions. So yeah. Sam, you're wiping your screen.
Oh yeah, no, I've put the sun has just come out, and I've realised how dirty it is.
Yeah, it really does have a big reflection, doesn't it? How are you, Sam? All good? You all right?
Yeah, I mean we've got some really cool customers with InfoServe at the moment. So I'm getting my teeth into some really interesting social campaigns. I've learned a few things in the last couple of days as well, which is nice. Always be learning, as they say.
Always be learning. Yeah, good. No, it's good to hear positive stories from you as well. Yeah, we're hearing a lot of positive stories from many small business owners at the moment. So we're racing on with these webinars, and we're going to crack on and start the Q&A and audit. So today it is all about you, the small business owner. And we want to talk to you about all of the different things that we've spoken about in these webinars. So heads up, if you've got a question or if you want to ask the experts, and I have a chat here, there's other people that, behind the scenes that can help out if needs be. Some of them are a bit camera shy, so I can understand that. But if you've got any questions, anything you need help with, please do come forward in a moment, and we will. First of all, we're going to see if you want to come on the webinar. So if you want to actually join us on the webinar on video, then you're absolutely welcome to. And for those that do join us live on the webinar, one of you lucky people is going to be getting a 6-month subscription to our Listing Manager product. So if you do join us live on the webinar, on the video, so me, Sam, and you, we're going to pick someone out. And it's probably going to be the person that comes up with the best question for us, what we think is probably the best question of the day. So if you join us live, all you need to do is click the speak button. So you should all see a speak button in your chat box on the right-hand side there. And we'll try and get through as many as we can. But please do give it a go. And by the way, Listing Manager, 6 months, if you've already got that product with us, we'll find something else to give you, don't worry. But if you haven't got that product, then you're in for a treat if you win this. It does everything from, it's great for SEO, for local SEO and citation building. You get tons and tons of listings, premium listings across all of these different directories. So there's a load of kind of bump there on the left-hand side, loads of information about, social media management, manage your online reputation, boost your Google ranking. So Listing Manager is a very powerful product, and whoever wins that is going to be very lucky. And also it allows you to sync and update all of your listings within one platform, one dashboard, with added security, because all of those listings are protected within that one dashboard. So the problem with listings and online business places and citations is that you can sometimes have other people claim those listings or try to get into those listings. Well, this kind of secures that issue. So please do join in. And if you don't fancy coming on camera, getting on the video, don't worry, we can do it without the video. But to win Listing Manager, you need to be on the video, because we really love seeing happy customers and happy webinar attendees within on video. In the meantime, I just want to announce to everyone in here that we're really proud to say that myself and the team have launched our new website finally. So if you do want to check that out later on after the webinar, feel free. But we've launched a brand new website for InfoServe. Within that, you can get all new, there's loads of nice things and content and free tools within there. You can check out our product pages within there, for example, web design, see what we do, etc., etc. So yeah, there's loads of cool content within there. So please do check it out. And within there, you've got a free audit as well. So we've added an audit tool in there, but we're still improving it. We've got a bit of work to go on it. We're actually doing our own SEO as well, so we're still in the sort of middle of doing all that. But we're just really proud to say that we've launched our new website, and we'd love to get your feedback. So please do check it out after the webinar if you can. I'll stop screen sharing for a second. Question is, who wants to join the webinar? Who wants to ask us a question live? And all it is a case of clicking the speak button, and you will be able to join us, and you will really be in a strong chance to get Listing Manager. So Leo, thank you very much. Why would anyone want to use anyone else other than InfoServe? Really kind of you to say that. Thank you so much. In the meantime, if anyone would like us to go in, what we're going to do is check your website and social media. Obviously, I've got Sam with me, social media expert here at InfoServe. If you'd like us to do a quick check without going on the webinar, so we can do a quick audit of your digital marketing, we're here to do that now. So all you need to do is put in the chat your website URL. So if you want us to check your website and digital marketing, just whack it in the chat there, put your website address in the chat, and we'll dive straight in and get going. I'm sure there's going to be some. And if there's no one that wants, we're going to pick someone out anyway, because we're mean like that.
Carol's just asked in the chat, how does she be part of it? You press the speak button at the left-hand side at the bottom of the chat, Carol, and then you'll be able to talk to us.
That's right. And just whilst we're doing that, so speak button just in the chat there. What we'll do, Sam, is without further ado, we'll come back to the speak thing. So if you're clicking speak, Carol, if that's you, we'll let you in a moment. But we'll just quickly have a look at the first website that I didn't catch your name, sorry, but it's for...
this is Danielle.
Danielle. Okay, so Danielle, we'll check your website. And whilst we've got Sam, we'll have a look at your social media as well, if that's okay. So first of all, Danielle, I mean, for everyone actually in the webinar today, I just want to kind of give this a before we get into it, heads up. We're doing this because I think we've had a lot of feedback from you saying the interactive audits and the Q&A now and again, they're really beneficial. Even though we're checking someone's specific website here, as a business owner, you will pick out things some from the feedback that we're giving. So a lot of you have found this very useful, because we'll no doubt see something here that some of you have the same issue with, or some of you might go, oh yeah, I didn't realize that. So it's really beneficial, this one, for all business owners. And obviously if you've got any questions, that's going to help everyone as well. So we really think these Q&As work well for business owners. The other thing is we're not doing a presentation style webinar today. We're making this a little bit more fun and interactive. We'll be done within the hour, definitely today. It's a little bit of a kind of an easier week this week, because we go back to an intense one next Wednesday. So we've got a really heavy presentation next Wednesday. So for this week, it's very kind of interactive and nice and laid back. So we'll look at this one. The first thing I noticed about this one is the imagery, Sam. I think it really is great.
I mean, I really hope it's on all of their social stuff, because it really does draw the eye.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, what I'd like to do as well is, because it's so pretty, I suppose, I'm just going to check it in kind of phone format as well, because I think for a business like this, obviously it's a bed and breakfast. A lot of people will be using their phone, won't they? And we see now for accommodation style businesses, more traffic is on mobile phone for these types of businesses. Now, the image at the top isn't loading up. I don't know. I'm not sure why. But the reason why I wanted to check it on phone is because the desktop version looks beautiful at the top. But I've just got some.
It's a large image, though. Yeah, sorry? It's a large image that the slideshow is showing. So yeah, you're right.
It might be just that it's not loading up on my screen here.
I'll have a look on my phone, see what's going on.
Okay, so you can see. Okay, so just highlighting the amount of content, though. I would, Danielle, I'd just be a little bit cautious with the blocks of text. So I've got a bit of feedback on that. Sam, I mean, just really quickly, any thoughts on that? The amount of text on the website.
Yeah, I mean, particularly for kind of mobile responsiveness and designing for mobile first. If you look at that on your phone, what's the likelihood of you being able to read that? I mean, my eyes are pretty good, but.
Well, there's that. Yeah, there is that, and absolutely, a lot of people just would struggle to even read it. But actually, the big issue is that people just won't read it because of the amount of content in one block.
So that image is not loading up on my phone either.
There we go. So it's a video. So it wasn't loading up. So it didn't load up on your phone instantly. So remember, Danielle, you've got that kind of 3-second rule. Things have got to load and be there. Seen within 3 seconds. So I've got to be able to, what is your company name? What is it you do? And why would I use you? Kind of what's the benefits of using you? My only concern, Danielle, is with the mobile version of the website. That's not very clear within 3, maximum 7 seconds. So the company name isn't obviously showing now on mobile devices. You've got some great call to actions, very clear and easy to use buttons. So Danielle, I must say, whilst we are always kind of looking for the things that you can improve, we'll try to point out the positives. So don't please, we're trying not to be too critical, but you have got some great buttons here, easy to click with the thumb. So 10 out of 10 for the location of those buttons and style of those buttons. That's really good. The only concern is that you're obviously clearly a beautiful business. You've got an amazing location. That looks absolutely fantastic. But it's so difficult to see these unique selling points. You need to pull this information out and pop it into kind of bullet point form at the top. So you're a cozy bed and breakfast and small wedding. You were voted best in the region. Now, if I wasn't prepared, if I was not prepared to go through this content and read this, I would miss that key information there. You're overlooking the Bristol Channel, built in 1821. These are so strong, these unique selling points about you, but you need to really shout these out from the rooftop. So I'm just going to exit the mobile version here and go back to.
Is anybody else struggling to see the webinar? Danielle has just said that the screen is frozen in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's just double check.
Can everybody hear and see us?
It should. Yeah. Just checking if you can see see it when I share the screen. I think maybe a couple of signal issues, but let us know. See if there's any. I'll just cancel.
Everyone seems to be fine. Maybe Danielle. So whilst we have
Okay.
just critiqued the website, she didn't see it.
Okay, well, we were looking at the mobile phone
Yeah.
view, Danielle. It's more the mobile phone view that we're looking at, and it's just a reminder for everyone. Really, unique selling points, making them really clear on the website is so important. I say that even on our own website, we haven't got them, on our website very, very clear, but we've done that intentionally. We're not the kind of same sort of business, and I suppose we're a bit of a cool business, aren't we? Where digital marketing is a little bit of a different market, but even though we don't really need to, we've still got our unique selling points in a kind of clear bullet point format. Even though we've got it at the footer, we do. Let me try and find another example of how you could style unique selling points. So you could a bit like this. It's like bullet point format, Danielle, is what I'm trying to say, really. But yeah, so it's really kind of a little bit tricky to see the things that stand you out, but you've got some amazing stuff in there in that content. On mobile phone, it's just too much content. So again, you've got some amazing accreditations. All I would say, Danielle, is the top of the website looks great, very clean, quite modern as well. But down towards here, it's starting to look a little bit kind of dated, maybe. I don't know if anyone's updated this recently, but it's just in terms of design, it's a little bit broken up. So it could just do with a designer to have a kind of glance over this and the styling a little bit, because it is just looking a bit dated. Just for example, low res button there, the font on the button's a bit low resolution, if that makes sense. So going back to that mobile view, like I say, a little bit too much content. Watch out for that, guys. Watch out. Always check your website on your mobile phone. Check the content, because there's a little bit too much there. And that's what I would say. Now, what I want to do is go to the social media.
So I'm having a look currently, but obviously do go.
Yeah.
The last update was 2016. I mean, it's that amazing drone video, which has done very well, obviously. But yeah, it does seem like it's slightly neglected.
Yeah, that is a concern, isn't it? Because a neglected social media page, whether it be Instagram or Facebook, well, that says a lot to people that are checking out your business. Sam, what would you say in terms of psychologically? What does that tell?
I mean, it's a trust issue, particularly anybody kind of the millennial generation. You tend to check at least 3 different points of contact before you will go with that business. If it isn't a huge brand that if you interact with a website because of Google Ads, you'll then have a look at their Facebook, perhaps even their GNB or their Instagram if there's an Instagram link. But it all has to match up together. Otherwise, what you've got is kind of a disconnected brand identity.
Absolutely. So in terms, I'm struggling with this website because it's the problem with this website is it's got a different mobile version, but it's okay. I'll click on this link here just to highlight. There's a little logo here on the website, and we've mentioned previously, but it's really important to have your brand in your profile picture here on your social media pages, because what you've got here is just a kind of repetition of the photo. You need to have a logo really clear, clean. Not kind of low resolution as well, so kind of avoid those low resolution logos and font, and have that in your profile picture on your social media pages, because you've got some good branding. You've got this kind of color that's quite a popular trendy color at the moment. It's like a blue gray, elephant gray, I think they call it. So you could really play on that throughout your social media. And Sam's saying about updating your posts, you could really make use of the colors and the branding within your posts. So, for example, if you put a photo up, you could just a little bit of. I mean, Sam, what kind of tool could they use? I'm just thinking, can they put the color around the, like the edge of the photo?
What I posted in the Facebook group, Canva does that very quickly, and it will, if you put in a photo with that color, it even picks up the color straight away. So you don't even have to search for the RGB code, which was the bane of my existence. Now it's very easy. But yeah, I mean, any real kind of easy to use social media photo editor will allow you to put a border around and pick a color that way. and it will just tie everything up together. As you've just said, branding is very important. So even if it is just a bit of a logo and a border of a specific color, then it will help. And again, it will build that trust with your consumer, because looking at that website, it's a beautiful, quite trendy looking bed and breakfast, but kind of looking at the social media, I go, oh, maybe are they still in business? They haven't posted since 2016.
Absolutely, yeah, couldn't agree more. And Danielle says that she's a wedding venue as well. Let me just try and get so you know, the wedding side of the business is important, you know, in terms of on the website, and it's really important to get those unique selling points across again. Just a little bit too much content all in one area, and also Danielle, I'd promote that on the homepage a bit more. I know you've got it in your page menu there, but you know, you could have these icons just above this content saying, you know, weddings, you know, and blah blah blah, book online. 1821, you know, those kind of unique selling points just above the content here. So some real, I mean, it's a beautiful business, Danielle, don't get me wrong, beautiful, but definitely, I mean, I'd love to help you a little bit more with that, actually, Danielle. If you want to talk to us offline or after the webinar, just go to infoserve.com/support. If you do need any more help with the stuff that we're talking today, I'll put the link at the top of the chat. So if anyone wants to join us on the webinar live and win 6 months of Listing Manager, which is worth £150, you're just going to get it for free from us today. We'll set it up. You'll be live today across up to 50 different directories. If you want that, just simply click the speak button and join us on the webinar. We don't often get too many people doing this, so it's perfect. I think a lot of people are shy, so it's absolutely fine. But if you want to join us, just click the speak button, and we'll be happy to help. So I'm just going to jump around to a different. So I've got another website that we're going to do an audit on. I'm going to come back to some of the first ones that came in there. But David's asked a good question here. Hi, could you help me? Google My Business, adding a short name. Should I be using our website address, or should I go with the actual business name? Go with the business name, David. Actually, try and even go with a shorter business name if you can. I mean, for InfoServe, it would just be InfoServe. We wouldn't use www. So definitely go with your business name on there. Bear in mind, it's meant to be a short name, a short URL. So Little Houses, I don't know, that might do. But yeah, so definitely use your business name. And all right, so I'm going to come back to another one, AIM Environmental, coming to you straight after Emily. And well, we'll check Emily's in a second. Actually, Danielle wants to join the webinar really quickly, so we'll let Danielle join live on the video. Danielle can have a couple of minutes with us briefly, just to see if she's got any further questions about her digital marketing. So let's see if Danielle joins. I've just accepted her. Should just be jumping on in a second. Obviously, Danielle wants to win the Listing Manager product. So we'll see if this works.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So Danielle is posting to her Facebook. What they have done is pinned those two nice videos at the top. So the first thing that you see is a 2016 video. The next thing that you see was posted 22 hours ago, but
Right.
it was a wedding video from 2012.
Yeah. So
it's confusing there. And then underneath the posts, the last one was the 12th of July. So we are wrong there.
But make sure, I think the key message, make sure you pin a relatively recent post. If you've got a post, pin. Even the experts have been confused there, guys. So when you're pinning a post, make sure the ones that you keep at the top are relatively recent. Otherwise, it can look like the recent post is 2016 when that's just a pinned post. So maybe just redo that post, put the video back up, and go from there. So we're just waiting on Danielle. Danielle, if you've got any issues, it might just be that you have to accept the video. What I'm going to do is audit another one then really quickly whilst we're waiting on Danielle. So Emily, we're going to check Pure Enough and Stuff. I like the business name. Okay, so here we go. So Emily, the first thing that shouts out to me is just you need some imagery. The structure of the website needs a hero section at the top. Usually websites lead with an image. I'm going to constantly refer to our site now because I really love it. But for example, like this, the image at the top with a clear title. So it's just there's a little bit too much content here, and it can be a bit off-putting to visitors. So this is obviously the COVID messaging that you've got here. I just wonder if you, instead of having it all here, you could have that on a page, maybe a dedicated page talking about how you've made changes. So this could be you could say learn how we've adapted to COVID, and then that could link to a page dedicated to that rather than having it all here. I like these bits here, but I'd probably prefer to see those kind of side by side. So you've got 1, 2, 3, kind of all kind of horizontal, just below a hero image. So, I'm just going to, you've got the hero image here, and then underneath that, you've got the hero image there, and then underneath that, you'd have those 3 kind of bits just underneath that hero image, if that makes sense. So, but that said, obviously your website is very deep and layered in terms of pages and products. So it's an e-commerce website. I really like what you've done here in terms of featured products, new products. You've highlighted those new products quite clearly. So let's just go to one of those products and just check out. So this page looks good. This is a lot more cleaner and easier to read. I've got the image, I've got the product description. I like it. It looks really good. Let's just check it out on mobile phone though, because I think a lot of your business will probably come from mobile devices. And again, it works really well on mobile devices, so that's good. So let me just check through this. So you've got the product description. What I would say, Emily, is your unique selling points need to be highlighted again when you click on a product, if you can. So, for example, is it free delivery? When were you established? Are you, environmental? How are you environmentally friendly and all that kind of stuff? Maybe you just have bullet point, bang, 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 on the product page. Because people are looking at the product, and as you know, probably more than me, a lot of people will even add that product to their cart. And so they add it to their cart. And so there we go. And then they're kind of having second thoughts. And this is what we all do when we're shopping online. We all have second thoughts, not buyer's remorse, but actually just, shall we go ahead? I've added it to my cart, because most people drop out from after they've added it to the cart. But let's just go through to the cart, the shopping cart, and check this out. Plastic-free packaging. That's a good unique selling point that you've highlighted there. So that's really good. But I would just say that you need to make it clear again on every page throughout that buying process, throughout the buying screens, have unique selling points if you can. I'm just talking 3 bullet points. Free delivery when you spend £25, for example, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You've got to push people into that purchase. You've got to constantly remind them throughout the journey, why you? Why should I choose you? Because you're up against Amazon and they're like, you're up against big brands. I like this though, in terms of the rest of it and the layout, really strong, well done. It's very good indeed. Let me just go and click off and go back to the main screen again on desktop. We're going to check your social media out. Before I check your social media out, I would just end on this. Emily, you've got natural skincare products there, but the brand, what is that brand about? What is the brand messaging? It needs to just be a little bit clearer on the homepage. We've talked about having your brand, really clear at the top. I mean, again, just going back to our own site, we've kept it simple. We're digital marketing for all types of small businesses, so we've gone with that. We could go with things like bringing business to you, which is our strapline. We officially own that strapline, bringing business to you. That would be an example. But you just need to play on that brand message a little bit more. So let's just have a look at your social media. Sam, do you want to just, I don't know if you've managed to load it up.
I'm sorry, I'm having a private conversation in the chat with somebody here.
No, I've got it here anyway.
Wonderful. So yeah, I mean, initial thoughts, nice logo there.
Yeah.
I mean, the header image is really good, shows exactly what you do.
High res
Looks like great soap. Straight down, you can see the shop, so you can see some things to purchase if you are that way inclined straight away. There's a lot of good followers there. So 3,500. I really hope that you are building audiences based on that.
Just on that, Sam, actually, you know, that is a big point, isn't it? You hope that they're building audiences based on that. You know, that's kind of like a natural thing for you to think. But I think for many business owners, a lot of business owners overlook that. So it's just worth just elaborate on that slightly. What do you mean by?
So what you can do is build. So when you're building a Facebook ads audience, the first way to do it is to pick all of the demographics and things, which is great if you can get into the mind of your consumer. Fantastic. But the easiest way to do it is if you have a lot of data on your customers, so people who are following your page, people who are purchasing, you can feed that into Facebook and it will come up with an audience for you based on that. So kind of the ways to do it. So you've got 3,500 people there. Facebook will kind of divvy them up, make wide sweeping assumptions. It's not going to steal any private data or anything. And then build an audience based on people like that.
Yeah. You need to have pixel, right?
With that, you don't even need a pixel. If you want to, so that would be an audience based on people who are interested in your brand. If you've got a pixel on your website that tracked all the way through to purchase, and you've got a good number of purchases on your website, you can build an audience based on people who purchase from your website, which obviously is a lot more important to you than people who are interested in your brand. They both have their ways, because obviously you want to be prospecting for new customers, but also you want to be going back to customers and customers who are like the people who purchase to get more purchases. Because at the end of the day, you know, you're advertising to get more money, really, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think you're right as well. Just you mentioned about people on that path to purchase. And another thing you can do, Emily, is you should be tracking who is putting stuff in their cart. You should be able to retarget to those people who have abandoned their cart. Don't know if you're already doing this, Emily. I'm just, this is tips for everyone, really. Sorry?
So, no, that with Facebook ads, just to kind of toot my horn, that's another pixel stop. So if you track the customer journey all the way through to adding to cart, putting in payment details, and then actually purchasing, if they stop at certain points, you can retarget if they added to cart. You can retarget if they got to payment details. You can even retarget if they purchased, if you think they're likely to buy another thing. Same with Google. I know and assume.
Yeah, that's it. And so anyone that's got an e-commerce shop like Emily or situated or a Facebook page that has so many followers, make sure you're using data. It's all about data and it's all about the audience. So as Sam said, make sure you're building that audience through Facebook, remarketing, retargeting to that audience through Facebook. You can look at finding people that look-alike audiences, basically, the people who have liked your page. You can find people that look like those people that kind of might have the same behaviors and interests. So you can target people that look like the people that already like your page. There's all sorts of tricks you can do with Facebook and Facebook ads to actually bring an even wider audience into your page based on the people that you've already got following your page. Now, the other thing I would do is make sure that you're tracking kind of the analytics from when someone puts something in their cart. A lot of people, like I say, abandon that cart. So make sure you're retargeting those people with retargeting ads. You can do that through Facebook. You can do that through Google. It's called remarketing, but it allows you to retarget abandoned carts, people that haven't finished that journey, that conversion. So I think, Emily, you've got some brilliant. Your social media is brilliant. I think it's one of the best we've seen, actually. And the style is great. The photography, the imagery, it's brilliant. The website is I know you're updating the photos as well. You did say bear with us on the photos. It's just that homepage of the website needs to be visually stunning. It really does. It visually needs to stand out. And what I would do, as I Google something, Emily and everyone, what I would do is check out your competition, because you are up against some big names. So let me just show you an example really quickly. So you're up against the likes of these guys. You might not literally be, but this is just me guesswork here. But you can see how visually striking it is straight away at the top of the website. This is above the fold. It is so important, guys, to make sure that the top of your homepage gets people looking further into your website. So if you're in a shop or an e-commerce business, this is a great example of how to do it. And you'll see on Amazon, they do something similar. They have little sections of the most popular products, featured products, product of the week, deal of the week, whatever. So kind of little sections, little boxes at the very top of their website going down halfway. This is great. So this is a good example of how the top of the homepage could look. Let me just go to one I've never seen. I mean, if I was talking to these guys, that isn't great. I actually don't think this is a great website.
It's dated in design, I would say.
It really does look dated in design, and I've instantly lost trust. So if these guys were in the webinar, I mean, they look like a pretty big business to me. But things like this instantly loses my trust as a consumer. Maybe I'm a millennial. I'm used to beautiful looking websites now. Big brands are where we mostly shop. Now, if a smaller brand like this is trying to win my business, they've got to really stand out or be up there with the quality of design. And stuff like this kind of turns me off, really. It doesn't really look very nice. It looks a bit cheap and naff, as if someone's just built it at home. I'm sure the customer is the business owner is running a fantastic business, but it just doesn't look the part. So it's important to make sure that top of the homepage looks the part to draw people in. It's like the first 3 seconds that you've got. Okay, so AIM Environmental. Whilst no one has come on to speak yet, so no one is going to get a free listing manager as it stands. We need you to click the speak button and come on and even at least talk to us. We'll go down a level and say you don't even have to be on video, just at least speak over the microphone and have a chat with us, ask us a couple of questions. So if anyone comes on, you're going to win a free listing manager for 6 months. So AIM Environmental, you gave us your website and you said you wanted us to check out your digital marketing. Now, I recognize AIM Environmental. Blimey, I think I need more coffee this morning, guys. It's been a long one. I'm just looking to see. I recognize this one. It might be a customer of ours. I'm not entirely. Hi, anyway. We're really pleased to see you on the webinar. And thanks for joining us. So you've got some really strong call to actions. This is a different type of service. This vertical, this industry. Obviously, it's pest control. It doesn't need to be beautiful. The website doesn't need to be visually, in terms of imagery and photography. No, it doesn't need to have that at the top. But for a beauty website, face products, it needs to have a beautiful image. But this one needs to have strong USPs and strong call to actions, which it does do. So some really clear, unique selling points. It's given me all the right impression here, and you've got some clear. Look, I can see what you do. It's really clear. All I would say to you, sorry I didn't catch your name, really sorry, but all I would say is, what is it, what's your brand message? I can see that you're affordable, same day call out, fully trained, but what is it that makes you? What is the brand message? Is it that, quick, affordable, security? I don't know, but we need to maybe think about getting that across a bit clearer, because I know that you're experienced, affordable, but is there an angle we can play at to get across some feelings and emotions? So, for example, you need to speak to someone in branding, basically in marketing, and what that person would tell you is maybe play on the whole, get peace of mind within the hour, feel right at home again within the hour with if you use our services. I don't know. People are very anxious when they've got pest control issues at home or even in the office, I suppose. And there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of worry and fear and concern. You need to play on that, I think, with your branding and your marketing message. That's the only thing, because everything's very kind of straightforward, brilliant, unique selling points, but there's maybe a little bit more you could think about when it comes to the brand message. I really like the layout of the website. It's really easy to use. I would probably make these boxes all linkable, so I don't have to click on the button specifically. So try to make them all linkable. Of course, we've done that on our own website. Let me just show you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm going to do this on every webinar, guys. Get ready to see our website 100 times. But you see how these boxes, they've got the button there where you can actually click anywhere on the box. You're going to make it easy for people. People are very impatient. And if they can't click on it, they will lose patience. So, I can click on anywhere on that box and it goes through to the page. So try to make those boxes all clickable. A web designer can do that very quickly. Only concern is the font on this background. It's difficult to read and it feels a bit off brand. I don't know. There's something a bit off about it. What would you say, Sam?
It's kind of particularly from, sorry, again, I've been chatting with people in the chat, but from the kind of above the fold to here, I feel like I've changed business. Yeah,
it does. It feels, that's why I've mentioned it. So it's funny you said that, because it feels like it's a different website now.
Yeah.
It feels like the business owner's written this himself. I'm not sure, but that's how it's coming across to me. And that's something to consider, guys, is obviously we're in digital marketing. We can spot these things pretty quick, obviously, but it's what people will think. It just looks a little bit different now, and I'm starting to. It's a shame because the rest of the website looks so clean and slick and professional. It just looks a bit different now, and then the video being so close to the top of that section there, you need a bit more spacing and padding. You need to kind of separate that from the top there. I like the rest of the website. It's really clean. There's a picture of you. Very nice. Great that you've got a picture of yourself, by the way. It just adds so much trust. Would I consider putting that at the top of the page? Maybe. There's so much more trust and warmth that you've instantly gained by having a picture of you and obviously your colleague there. That is a fantastic, and I wonder if that's on your about. Have you got an about page? No, you haven't got an about page, which is a little bit of a concern, because on the about page, I'd expect to find something like that, because people look at the home. Okay, I've got a wasp issue, right? Yeah.
Someone's put the hand up, Matt, to speak.
Oh, great. Okay, well, we'll have a look at that. So I'll just.
I'm going to have to shoot off because I have a meeting.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
It was great to speak to you all. If you do want a social media audit, feel free to email me. I'm sure Matt will spam you with my email later.
Thanks, Sam. No, I don't. We'll let Sam go. He just needs to dash, but he was just here for the short part of the webinar, just to go over any social media bits. Sam, thank you for that.
No problem. I will see you in a week or so. Bye.
The upside of Sam going is we're going to have a better signal, because I think it's been affected by Sam. Now, someone's joining the chat, the webinar here. I think we've got, was it Thomas I've let you in. You need to just accept the video and the chat, and you should be able to join on the webinar. So we'll just see if Thomas, I think it was Thomas. We'll see if Thomas can get in the webinar here. If not, we'll let, here we go. Thomas is here. Hello, Thomas. Can you hear us?
Hi, sorry for the delay. I had a few questions to answer there.
No problem. Let's, we're here to help you with any questions you've got, and thanks for joining. Thomas, I'll let a couple of others join, but you're in a good position now to win a listing manager for 6 months.
Well, that's my entire motivation. But the only real question I thought I'd ask, be interested to hear your views on, is about press releases and whether they are a good thing to add into the marketing mix.
Definitely. That's a good question. And press releases are an invaluable part of the marketing mix. If you can get an article or press release, local newspapers, regional, etc., or there's blogs that are kind of high authoritative in terms of their readership and their popularity. If you can get something out there, not only does that impact your brand in a positive way, it really has a positive effect on your brand. It will also hopefully give you, if it's online, it will give you a backlink to your website. So always ask if they can link to your website in the PR. But it really has a positive effect. We saw that ourselves, Thomas. We did a press release on these webinars actually in March, because we launched these in mid-March, and we got in contact with local papers. And we got a press release out there, and I think we genuinely saw, hundreds of people come in at different points because of that, and it definitely has a positive effect. So I would try to do that, but make sure you've got a really good angle. I mean, have you got a story, a relevant thing that you think you could do on that?
Well, I think we can always find an angle, but my question was also, I can see the what you've just said is absolutely right, but what about these distribution services that go like global, where the objective really is to get the backlinks rather than to try, because if you're in, let's say I'm in Norfolk, UK, and I'm talking about coming to a bed and breakfast, people in America aren't necessarily going to respond to that, but I might get American backlinks, which might help my SEO. What are your views on that?
I would only go for high quality backlinks, and only aim to get one, maybe two. To be honest, Thomas, I wouldn't be trying to get multiple backlinks worldwide. Focus on the UK. So okay. I would look at UK only. Okay. There's nothing particularly wrong with it, and it certainly won't harm you unless you're getting spam. Lots and lots of backlinks that are low quality, low value backlinks. So you can, you can reach out to, I don't know if you're doing that yourself or reaching out to a digital marketing company, but I'd probably get a bit of advice on the backlink situation. I could point you in a direction offline if you wanted to speak to us offline about this, and we could show you exactly where to go to get a backlink, or we could just do it for you. But there's specific kind of blogs and URLs that we would try to go for a backlink from. We would avoid the low authority. So it's called domain authority is what you're looking out for.
Right.
So DA is the industry term. So you're looking to get a backlink on a website, a blog, or whatever it may be, with a domain authority of 30 plus. I would go for 30 plus. Now, domain authority goes from 0 to 100. So they call it DA30, DA40, DA50, etc., etc. We would typically use DA40 when we're trying to get a backlink somewhere. Our own blog, cityvisitor.co.uk. So we've got a website, cityvisitor.co.uk. We can put a blog on there, and on that, it would give you a backlink to your website, but this website, this URL's got a DA40, so domain authority 40. So it's going to be quite relevant and strong. So that's what I would look out for, Thomas. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
But yeah, do definitely go for the PR, and keep it UK, and if you can get it local, obviously even better. And only go for high quality backlinks. You're only going to be looking at one, maybe if you're lucky, maybe two backlinks. But yeah, look for domain authority 30 plus with that.
Okay, thanks very much.
No worries. All right. Well, Thomas, just whilst I've got you. I'm just thinking, Tom, if we pick you out as a winner, what we'll do, I think we'll have your email address. Could you privately message me your email address in the chat? You can basically send a message to us on private in the chat with your email address. Is that okay, Thomas?
Sure. Yeah, I've got an order with you anyway for some online advertising starting shortly. Yeah.
Okay. Just try to help us identify you. If you could just put your full name even in private chat or whatever, we can. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate that. Thanks. Bye. So yeah, great. Thanks for Thomas and Leo. I've accepted you. You're next in the queue, Leo. And So I'm just going to check in the question. Leo's joining, guys. So we'll see what kind of question Leo's got. I hope the question from Thomas has helped everyone. If you are looking for backlinks, make sure you get a link on a authoritative domain. So looking for DA30, domain authority 30 plus. Wendy says, obviously, like your free listing manager, struggling to understand where to take my business next. I'm guessing visibility can only be a good thing. One-man band. But Wendy, Google Ads is always my recommendation for a small business that wants to get out there. It's the quickest way. Leo, hello.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, Leo. Thank you for. It's good to speak to you. You're Leo, the photographer.
I am indeed. An old friend of InfoServe, many years.
Oh,
many years.
Good to hear. Good to hear, Leo. Thanks for that. And you've been in the webinars, I see.
Very much so. Very much so. And my questions about LinkedIn, earlier on in the webinars, you said that we should have, even as individuals, we should have a business page as well. So thanks for the advice. I set one up, but standing at 0 followers. So I obviously need to be doing a lot more than having just set it up. So any advice on how I might get followers and leverage my LinkedIn business profile, please?
Good question. That's a very good question. So LinkedIn is a dark art. So luckily I can help, I think. Let me go to our LinkedIn page really quickly here. Close off some of these tabs so it makes it a bit more simple. So you should be able to see my screen. Don't worry if you can't. It's I'm just showing the LinkedIn.
I can see it.
Okay, so we need to change that cover image actually on there. So okay, so looking at LinkedIn, what you need to do with LinkedIn is offer content, as I've always said, and this is starting with the basics, content that's engaging, interesting. At least it's going to get some interesting and some engagement. Now, how do you do that? So you're going to be posting and not getting much engagement for a while. So you've just got to accept that your first couple of months on LinkedIn, maybe even 3 months, you won't be getting much engagement. And that's, I just need to put that out there because don't worry, it will start to come. If you at least are creating posts that have a bit of creativity and interest, people will start to pick up and see those posts. So for example, I don't know how creative you are, Leo, that's the thing, but you don't want to be talking too much about your products. First of all, you don't be talking too much about your company, your products, and your service, what you do. Focus more on just getting people reacting to your posts. So, for example, this post here has nothing to do with what we do as a company. And Sam wrote this post here, and it's don't be afraid to poke fun at your competition, Coke or Pepsi. Maybe it's related to branding and stuff, but yeah, he's it's a bit of a funny approach to posting. Now, if I just go through some of our posts on here, let me just scroll down, and you can see some of them are kind of fun and silly. I mean, here's one that's had 24 engagements, and it's a joke. That's as simple as being a joke. And we had to start somewhere with this kind of stuff. We weren't getting much engagement, but over time, as soon as someone we don't know engages with that post, all of their followers will see that they've engaged with that post, and then they will see that post, and then someone else might. It's a real kind of like cascade effect, and it just takes 2 or 3 months.
How would they see the post? Do you hashtag? How would they come across that post? Do you hashtag and that sort of thing like you do with other social media
so you've
platforms?
got to use hashtags, and what I would do, Leo, is follow some really kind of popular, influential people on LinkedIn if you can. So try to find people that have a lot of followers and engagement on their posts and see what hashtags they're using. And it's all just about learning and copying from the best, just really following as many people as you can. But use hashtags. But ultimately, it just needs to be a post that people like and react to. And there's not that much thinking to it, really. It's just a case of getting a post out there that people will enjoy talking about. Put something thought-provocative out there. So, for example, if you want to put a thought-provoking question out there, start with make sure the first line is thought-provoking. So the first line of your post would say, I don't know, let's make it related to your business. I've worked with many guests at weddings, but there was one in particular that was really awkward. But this is an example of a first line. So I've had one particular awkward guest at a wedding recently. And then that's going to get people to go, ooh, this is interesting. This is an interesting story. What's he going to say? And then obviously your content is your post is going to continue on. Make sure you're spacing out each sentence on your post. Like really break up the content within the post. Don't have it all as one block of text. So break it up. And then at the bottom of the post, you could put something like, have you ever had a difficult customer, or have you ever had experience of a customer like this? What did you do? Mixing it up, we recently.
It is very similar to other social media platforms in the sort of content. So you shouldn't be doing something more, I don't know, highbrow or business orientated. It is just the similar sort of content.
It is absolutely, but what you need to be doing, Leo, is following people as well, finding people to follow. Now, I could go and look at my network, and I'd be given kind of recommended.
You could be my first follower, look.
Sorry?
You could be my first follower, couldn't you?
I could be your first follower, yeah. Absolutely, happy to do so. But what I'd recommend is that you spend 15 minutes a day on LinkedIn.
Right.
And so 5 minutes of that is finding people to follow. Another 5 minutes, that's building connections, basically. So spend 5 minutes building connections, following people. Another 5 minutes is your post. And then another 5 minutes is thinking about, what are you going to do for the rest of the week? But 15 minutes a day on LinkedIn is typically what we would do. But it's all about following people. Try to follow 5 to 15 people a day. So really do try to expand your reach by following between 5 and 15 people a day. And then think about your content. One thing, Leo, we put on our Facebook page, if you're a member of our group, webinar group, we put a bit of a LinkedIn content ideas on there not long ago. So check that out. Hopefully that's helped.
Thank you,
Leo. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
All right. Catch you soon. Thanks, Leo. Great to see you. It's good to see Leo there. I'll just go, and we've got Carol that just before we end today, I think we've got a couple more. We've got Carol that's going to join, and then I'll just see if there's any final questions in the chat. So it's good fun, isn't it? Having people on, we're answering questions here, and hopefully these answers are helping you with some of your digital marketing. But yeah, with LinkedIn, it's all about 15 minutes a day if you can, and following, building connections. But with your posts, just make sure the posts are fun and people find them interesting. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you. Thanks for
joining. Let me just find my, which do I do? What do I turn on? Hello?
The camera, there should be a camera icon.
Camera, which is that one? Turn on.
There we go.
Hello.
There we go. Hi, Carol. Yeah, so we've spoken many times, and obviously we've helped you with your website, but it's really great to see you on the webinar and ask a question. And
my question is, obviously with my new website being built, I'm kind of obviously in the process of putting all my products on for my e-commerce section, which is taking a bit longer than I thought. And obviously I'm wanting to make that look good. My next thought is how I go from obviously my old site to my new site. And when I get my new site up and running, I want to look at how I can launch it so that it doesn't go from getting rid of my old one and suddenly my new one takes over and it feels like I just turn a switch. What would you advise? I mean, I'm looking at over literally the next couple of weeks to make sure all my products are online. I'm wanting to gear up for Christmas. Obviously all my events, my big events have really been cancelled. So I need to be looking at my online sales. So I'm conscious about looking at all my social media platforms, but I feel a little bit like a bit daunted by the thought of how do I go from that to getting the message out there about what I sell.
Okay, and this could apply to many business owners who are maybe redesigning on their website, coming up with a new idea for their brands, launching a new service. So it's kind of really relevant for many business owners. Carol, just a question back to you on that, though. What is your kind of main concern or fear about? What's your main fear about that, do you think?
I think I'm in danger sometimes of very much selling the product. And when it comes to like launching it, it's like, you know, look, it's my website, and I don't want to come across a bit like, whoa. It's how do I get the message over without looking like I'm doing the really hard
okay,
sell.
well, this might be more of a simpler answer than you'd expected, but I actually, the reason why I asked what is the fear of that is because you shouldn't have any concerns about embracing this moment and really shouting from the rooftop about it. So this is the moment and time in your business where you can, with absolute confidence, go on your social media platforms, even on your website, you could put a little pop-up maybe, but at least on your social media platforms, you really go, hey everyone, I've got some really exciting big news. And you really do need to build that hype, the excitement, I suppose, and do that through social media. And what you want to be doing is, be really honest. You're a small business. You're and you're local as well to many people. And you really want to kind of make that clear in the announcement. Is that you've launched a new initiative in your business, a new side of your business. You're redoing it, and it's all new. And you want to kind of make sure people are supporting you. You know, this is the time where I think you'll get people saying, congratulations, well done, looks amazing, and you want to be getting that kind of feedback. So I actually would go all out on your marketing around this. And so but what
should I do anything over the next couple of weeks prior to it? Should I do something on the lead up to it, in other words?
No, I don't think you need
go
to
in.
Yeah, because there's no real benefit. I don't think there's going to be massive benefits to anyone, really, because you're switching over, aren't you? Really, the benefit to people is that it's going to be easy for them to purchase online. So just for anyone that's wondering, in terms of Carol's website, we'll just jump on it quickly. But it's Carol does puppets and play days. It's just loading up. Carol, my computer's a bit slow at the moment, but. Storytelling and visit schools and things like that. So Carol's launching a new puppet shop. And so, yeah, I think the benefit to your audience is going to be easier to buy. It's going to be easier to browse, etc. But what I would say is just do it when you launch it, but I'd give it a few days. I would actually launch the new page, new shop, and actually give it a week, maybe even 2 weeks to iron out any bugs or issues. So I wouldn't actually make a big deal of it on day one. I would actually give it a bit of a transition time to just check it through, make sure everything's working all right, get some early feedback, and then say to everyone, right, this is, we're really happy and proud to say we've launched a new online shop. Put that on social media, maybe run a Facebook ads campaign. You really want to promote it. And so, that's my answer. I hope that, gives a bit of reassurance.
Yeah, good.
All right.
Thanks for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. And thanks. So we had Leo, Carol, and Thomas, and one of those guys will be in with a chance of winning listing manager. Actually, we are done with the hour, so I've been thinking along the way who's had the best question there, and there were some really good questions in amongst all of that. I think though, for me, the person that just pips that and will win the listing manager is it was a great question around PR, and it's Thomas, and it just pips the other guys. Leo, I'm really sorry, you're such a great guy in the webinar. You've been in Leo, the photographer, everyone. So if you need a photographer, speak to Leo, the photographer. He's great. And Carol, brilliant. You're a lovely person. Great speaking to you. I just think the PR question was really useful because it led to the whole domain authority conversation. I think that's something we haven't really covered that too much in webinars for 3-4 months now. So that's why that one just pips it. So Thomas, you're going to get 6 months of listing manager. Very close call, that one though. So well done to you, the guys. All right, so just got a couple more minutes for questions at the end. Let me see if there's any big ones popping out in the chat room, because there's been a lot of questions, but I know Sam's been answering a few of those questions. There's some good chat happening in there. I can see you all talking to each other. Great, thanks, Thomas. Got you. I'm just checking through these chats, these questions, guys. Give me a couple of seconds. Frida, no, you're not too late if you want to just pop in your website URL. I'm going to go and check one of the earlier ones because we had someone put there, so it's trans global, I think it was. Let me just double check. Trans global, yeah. I think we might have seen this one before, so let's just check. First thing I would say is your favicon. I think it's Mira. Sorry, I hope I've got your name right there. Your favicon. Now, what a favicon is, I think that's the way you say the word favicon, but it's the little icon that appears at the top. So I've got too many tabs open now. Let me close a few tabs. So you can see a favicon there under the skincare one. You can see a favicon here under yours, Transglobal. Currently you've got the WordPress favicon, which doesn't look too great because obviously that just says that you're using WordPress as a website editor. So make sure you update your favicon. There's a little tip for everyone, I think. Okay, so we have looked at this one before, and I can see that you've made some updates and changes. You've kind of spread the content out and made it a little bit more clearer. I like this section here. This particular area of your website looks really nice, except watch out for the content because it looks like you haven't updated that content. I just really like the way you've updated these images and laid them out in a kind of nice little modern way. So I like that. Try and keep that kind of styling for the rest of the website. I would remove this logo just below the menu bar here. So maybe you've already got it in the logo at the top here, or you can put it towards the top left, but you've got too much of a space between the menu and the hero image. I like what you've done with your brand messaging, but yeah, I think this could be moved away from there. So we've been talking about social media a lot as well. So let's have a look at your social media. Actually, really clear branding on your social media. I like that. Just looking down through here, you've just updated it. You've just been doing your social media. Okay, so you've only just got started. I can see that. But yeah, you've got a great opportunity to put photos of holiday destinations or things like that, things that the kind of related things that you offer. So make sure you are updating regularly. But I'm really just checking the branding here. And yeah, you've got some good branding going on there. So that's all great. But we have checked yours before. So I keep that one brief, if that's okay, Amira, because there's a couple of things hopefully you've taken away from that. Just before we go, Mary, no Instagram bit earlier, so nothing missed there. But it looks like we're all good. And Frida, I'll just check one more. We've got a minute, let's say. Let's just have a look at yours. Last minute of the webinar. Okay, great. Let me just check through this website really quick. All right, so it looks like you've maybe I think this has been updated by yourself, Frida, a little bit. I really like your unique selling points. They're really good, laid out very well. Just maybe there's a little bit too much content here, or there's a little bit of spacing between it. Just looks a bit strange in terms of the spacing between content. So you could reduce the spacing between lines on that. Everything in terms of the menu here is very strong and clear menu. You've got unique selling points and clear sections here. The customer testimonials, I would probably restyle those, have them a little bit more modern in terms of styling, because at the moment you've just got kind of a black border around static customer testimonials. And let me just check something here. Okay, so you've got an inquiry form. But yeah, those testimonials. Obviously, I'm going to show you our website for the 15th time this webinar, just to show you how, look at how cool it is. Oh, beautiful. I'm just going to show you how we've laid our testimonials out. So there we go. Our testimonials are coming through from Trustpilot. It's an automatic kind of coming through from the platform, basically. So this is how I, style it a little bit differently if you can, because at the moment, like I say, yours are just static with a border around them. So if you're using our own editor, our website editor, you can there's already sections styled up for this, so you don't have to make your own section. There's already pre-built sections. All you need to do is go to the editor, hover your mouse between sections rows, and it'll say add section. If you click add section, should come up with some pre-built sections, and you can find the testimonials within there, and just literally have those testimonials pre-built and drop them in. So it's really easy. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to check your social media really quick. There it is. So let's just have a quick check of this. Logo, you need to update your profile picture. Make sure it's got your brand. The colors, the logo needs to be in the top left profile picture on there. You've got 249 followers. Some good pictures, although make sure you're just having pictures of, you know, the scenery, the areas. Watch out, I think that's a screenshot there. You could probably cut that photo to remove this bit here, because I think you've just screenshot. It's from a mobile device. Good that you've got live. I like the fact that you're going live. Well done. That's brilliant. And you're getting some engagement from that as well. I would definitely do that more. You know, live tours of the area. I really like that. So well done. It's one of the first that I've seen of these checks. But do go live, guys. Try it on Instagram. Try it on Facebook. Some of your photos are great, and you are getting some engagement. Keep doing what you're doing. Use hashtags, because I've noticed that there's no. So maybe you could put kind of B&B. I think is it a B&B? Maybe, you know, B&B, and then maybe put the location as a hashtag as well. So whereabouts are you based? But yeah, it's a good start. You just need to make sure that you update your profile picture with your logo if you can. The only thing about your logo is it might struggle to fit within that kind of circular profile picture. So that's why I was saying on previous webinars, have different sized logos. So get someone to change that logo, resize that logo for social media platforms. Okay, we have run out of time. Really interesting webinar. Great to see you all. Very good doing an interactive Q&A. It's a little bit of a detour from what we normally do. I hope this has helped all of you, and I hope you've got at least one thing out of this webinar. I say that every week, but we're just hoping you take one thing away from this. Next week, we're going into an in-depth look into online marketing, and we've got an intense session planned for you, and it'll be really helpful for everyone. So it's a bit more presentation style. So this week's been a little bit different. I hope it's helped everyone. And that leads me to say, well, it's 12:15. The sun looks like it's coming out. And on my phone, it says that Friday's a lovely warm weather day. So I hope you have a lovely end to the week, everyone. Keep an eye on our emails. If we send an email to you, it'll be hopefully useful. We don't like to spam with unnecessary emails. So keep an eye on that. We are working on a special offer or two at the moment. So we don't like to inundate you guys with special offers, but we might have something planned. We've got some more vouchers from Google and Microsoft on their way. Fingers crossed. So we'll be releasing those and updating you all with those soon. We'll see you next Wednesday. And of course, if you need any more help or any more free advice from us, just go to infoserve.com/support. And in the meantime, why don't you check out our new website, infoserve.com, and let me know what you think. Bye, everyone. See you next Wednesday. Have a lovely week.